remember jumping up and down and giving high fives to everyone around you except this bloke who was still sort of motionless and sitting next to me. And do I give it to this guy? Do I say what's going on? Why aren't you happy or whatever? And he just grabbed me on the thigh and he said, "That's my son."
Yeah, one of the many great stories from that night. Join us tomorrow night from 11 for our special presentation of 10 Years On, where these boys were all involved in some capacity. Second half, Jace, what changes should be made, will be made, and what is Ange looking for in the second half?
Well, pretty much the same as the first half, just to continue what they're doing, moving the ball, gaining confidence from playing the way they are. I mean, the movement was good in the first half, scoring goals, giving the strikers confidence in scoring goals. I think, you know, if he makes changes, it will be purely to give some boys some minutes in the legs. So
any chance of Timmy coming off? How many goals does he want tonight?
Yeah, he'd probably want more than just 3, but yeah, I mean, he's a change now.
All right, so Troisi looks like he's coming on. We don't know who for yet, but Maury, for the second half, do you see any other changes? Oh, you love this question. That's why I'm asking.
I'm really.
I want you to get it wrong.
I'm really interested to see whether or not their man marker on Millie's going to be able to last 90 minutes.
Well, he seemed to get an injury just before half-time, so I don't think that's likely, but we'll find out soon. Back to Dakar now for the second half. Commentary from Simon Hill and Andy Harper.
Well, Matt Mackay is certainly not one of those who's come off. Looks as though Aaron Moy has certainly been replaced by Tommy Orr. And Masla Wongo, I believe, is probably the other one as well. We'll confirm those for you as we go along, as we wait to get this second period underway. So Timmy Cahill gets the ball rolling. He's now scored against 26 different nations during his 88-cap career. Really, Andy Harper, it's just a matter of how many for the Socceroos.
Well, that was going to be the story of the night, you'd imagine, at kick-off. It's only confirmed in the expectation since.
Here they come again through James Meredith. Troisi with his first involvement. Turned away from goal briefly by Jamal Bouyan. Good turn, and Cahill's there again.
Missed one.
His first failure of the night.
He'll be filthy. You just completely love his insatiable appetite for goal scoring.
Don't think he doesn't know that that 50 mark is not far away. He'll be fully aware of it.
It's a nice little cross from James Troisi. Made the space well with a feint, cutting the ball onto his left. Dinked a nice one across.
Confirmation of those changes. Tommy Orr for Masla Wongo and James Troisi for Aaron Moy. Little touch around the corner from Troisi, and Orr is caught from behind. It's going to be at the very least a speaking to. In fact, it's a yellow for Manayam Khan Raju. Second Bangladeshi into the book. Cross deflected away by Yasin Khan. Look how the ball again just stuck in the long grass. Jamal Bouyan can't control it. Troisi. Ball lets the ball run across his body before delivering the centre. Plucked out of the air by Shahidul Alam. Wasn't wonderfully protected in the first half by the defence in front of him. In fairness, in Perth, Bangladesh were a lot better in the second period. Maybe that'll prove to be the case again here. Not going to see a whole lot of the ball, of course. Sat very deep, the home team. Wilkinson able to venture forwards. Mackay lifting it over the top for Tommy Orr. Might pop out for Troisi before Topu Barman thumps it up towards halfway. I think Adam Federici is reading page 5 of the Dakar Tribune at the moment. Meredith. Or Mackay. Intervention from Nazarul Islam. A little rumble of excitement from the home fans. Cormal, though, forced to turn back. A little flick on, though, by Hamanto. He wants it back off his teammate, and he'll try and get around the outside of Josh Risdon. And he's done well. Mohamed Ziban, well, it's a shot at least for Bangladesh. It's way off target. Well, at least they've registered one.
Well, as a fiery customer, Hamanto, he got away from Josh Risdon momentarily. And he was round up. He managed to find a support player in Ziban. Couldn't find the target.
Stats says Bangladesh have had 2 shots. When was the first one?
I don't know, but they did put one up, and I was going to ask you that question in the first half, but I thought, let sleeping dogs lie.
Jedinak. Their corner. For Raihan Hassan,
who has worked hard. Tried to plug up some gaps around the place from his defensive midfield position. Raihan Hassan.
Troisi's corner. Shanked up in the air, and Jedinak was first to the loose ball. Hooked away by Topu Barman. Risdon. Mackay. Good claim by the goalkeeper. That is his leg out pretty high as well. Almost took, is it Tommy Orr's head off, or Matt Mackay?
Tommy Orr, as Matt Mackay hit the ball, Tommy Orr took evasive action.
Of course he was.
How's that?
Middle stump. Risdon. What do you make of Mark Bosnich's suggestion, Andy, that Alex Cisak perhaps gets his debut? Would be a testing environment, particularly for him.
Yeah.
They've made 2 changes. Here's Risdon meantime. Fires it across. Now Jamal Bhuyan. And they can perhaps launch an attack here, Bangladesh. Mohamed Ziban on the ball. He's got Raju outside him. He went cross-field looking for Jamal Bhuyan instead.
Very good recovery from Mila Jedinak. So you're looking at me for a response to the Alex Cisak? Well, with only 1 sub left, if he's going to get a debut, it's not going to be for quite some time. Ange's not going to leave the team short. And not that you'd expect an injury or whatnot, so it sort of works against the Cisak theory.
Risdon, therefore, perhaps the only debutant tonight, combining with Burns. Tommy Orr crowded out. Nasrul Islam striding forward. He's got Jedinak for company. Nominal Islam going long, looking for Mohamed Ziban, who's got there ahead of Wilkinson. Help arriving now. Raju looking for an option. That's where it breaks down, and all of a sudden Bangladesh have got so many upfield they might be caught short at the other end. Nathan Burns has got pace, we know that.
Yeah, but there was no skip from the ball when it landed on the ground. It might have bounced into the path of Nathan Burns, who would have won the race.
Komal, home fans encouraged. Just had that little brief period, didn't they, in the first half, Bangladesh, about 5 minutes or so, where they were able to string a few passes together.
Yeah, and they'll have a couple of breaks, and there'll be enormous excitement generated in the stadium because of it. And you'd love for their sake to, to complete an attack with meaning and get an effort on goal. It would really help the confidence, and let's face it, part of the AFC's revamping of the qualification pathway is to give the developing countries an opportunity to bridge the gap. Well, it's a tough ask because the disparity is so huge.
Bangladesh hope for the future is invested in their under-16 team, which has just won the South Asian Championships. And they've just appointed a Spaniard, Gonzalo Sanchez Moreno, to take charge of them. They've been told they're going to be in camp for the next 4 years. The only problem is finding the money to pay a coach who's on a 6-month contract, and they've had to get a local steel company to fund that. Such are the tribulations for football in a country where, of course, cricket is king.
Yeah, it's a very poor country as well too. I mean, these are all significant contributors to competitiveness in football.
Well, that was the point, that cricket takes away
whatever they've got,
money they've got.
Yeah. %50 of Bangladeshis live on less than $1 a day. It hardly helps you generate a bank account to take on the world's best. Handball?
Yeah, it looked like it, didn't it? Tim Cahill thought so too. I'm sure he might have taken the penalty as well. Meantime, run by Nasrul Islam is stopped in its tracks, just over halfway. Australia back in control. He's enjoying himself. There's a few Australian fans there. Jason Davidson being readied.
There goes your CSAC theory.
Yep. It's gone for a Burton. Jamal Bouya. Turning round and round, looking for a teammate. Eventually picks out Yasin Khan. This is Komal. That'll give Australia the chance to make their change. Rather rudimentary board being held up by the fourth official, James Meredith. He's going to be the man replaced. What have we made of Meredith over his two-game cameo, his first appearances, of course, for his country?
Well, he started fabulously in Canberra, started this game well, a couple of good raids down the left. He hit 3 or 4 crosses by my reckoning inside the first 10 minutes. And then the traffic either went down the right-hand side or it was Mackay and Moy doing the damage on the near touchline. So his contribution faded. Not because of his lack of application, that was just the circumstance of the game.
It's a throw-in, isn't it? Not a corner. Adam Federici perhaps grateful to exercise his lungs, if nothing else as yet. Started the last 4 internationals prior to this one. The Socceroos with Matt Ryan still out. Maybe a slight injury for James Meredith. Bangladesh perhaps understandably taking their time over this throw-in. This is as close to the Australian goal as they've been for some time. It's going to be that man, Ryan Hassan, again. It's plenty of distance on the throw, doesn't he? Nominal Islam. Easily controlled by Davidson. This is James Troisi.
That's a good intercept by Hemonto. He's a real live wire. Number 10 for Bangladesh. He's sitting on that yellow card. I hope he doesn't transgress further, because he's provided great energy for the home team.
Well, Twente Enschede apparently didn't mind what they saw of Hemonto when he went there on trial. Thought he was still very raw, of course. Call him an unpolished diamond. Got the trial courtesy of the former national team coach, Ludovic de Cruyff. Meantime, the home side have got a problem with their captain, Mamanul Islam. Chittagong native has got plenty to say. He's got to get back and defend. Troisi in possession. Burns. Outside him is Risden. He's lost the ball to Raihan Hassan. Neatly done by the midfielder. Hemonto. Jedinak on the score sheet tonight with that cushion header at the far post. Goal number 11 for his country. Campbell last Thursday became the 28th Australian to score 10 or more goals. Now there's some space to attack for Tommy Orr. Davidson. Not the best delivery. Raju. Ziban couldn't control it. Played just over an hour in Dakar. Tim Cahill hat-trick in the first half. One by Jedinak, the goal scorers for Australia. Given away again by Barman this time. Risden. Troisi looking for the angle for the shot. Blocked by Yasin Khan.
It's a bit casual there from James Troisi. The opportunity for players in the absence of Moy is to show Coach Postecoglou that you can fill that breach. Well, the fluency in the final third has really suffered with the removal of Aaron Moy so far.
Burns. Nice little burst initially to take him away from the defender, not matched by the finish. There's Tommy Orr getting a lot of game time at the moment for Ipswich Town in the English Championship. Was an unused sub against Rotherham last time out. In fact, he's played just 9 minutes off the bench since featuring in that 2-0 loss to Jordan in Amman. Shifted inside by Troisi. Jedinak's continued the run. Burns crowded out. This is Jamal Bouyan. Nazrul Islam. Mamanul Islam. It's better combination play by Bangladesh, but then it breaks down on halfway. Troisi trying to bustle his way through. Raihan Hassan. So I said before the meeting in Perth that the gap between Bangladesh and Australia was like the earth and the sky. He's done his absolute best to fill some of those gaps today. That defensive midfield role. On the back from the coach for Como, playing in that unfamiliar left full-back role. He was roundly blamed for the first 2 goals against Tajikistan, Komal. Given that was his first game at left-back, perhaps understandable. Another long throw from Hassan, and Bangladesh have got a corner off Josh Risdon.
Oh, breakdown in communication between Risdon and Wilkinson. That was an easy clearance for Wilkinson. Ball skimmed off top of Josh Risdon's head. Let's see if Bangladesh can force some trouble on Adam Federici's goal from this corner.
Who's marking this guy, says Federici. Mamanul Islam's corner. Retrieved by Ziban. Given away to Davidson. Nazarul Islam. Raju. Mamanul Islam. Federici grateful for the work. Launches it long in the direction of Cahill. Rehan Hassan. Going long, and Hamonto is onto it. Bangladesh getting a bit of encouragement here. Not enough players attacking the cross, but it'll drop for Mamanul Islam. Foot might have been a bit high on Yedinak. And that'll be a free kick, tripped by Troisi. Arguably their best little spell of the game.
Yeah, Australia looking a little bit ragged, a bit sloppy. This has been by far and away the longest period in the game without the penalty area of Bangladesh being under repeated siege.
Oh, cheeky one. Federici had it covered. And normal service is resumed. Mackay. Burns. Slides it through for Risdon. Good ball, that's. Oh, and it deflected off a Bangladesh defender. It's still alive for Jason Davidson. Tries to flick it up for Cahill and then volleyed towards goal by Mackay. And Shahidul Alam makes the save.
I'm not sure that Josh Risdon, when the ball first came out to the right-hand side here, might have been able to take another touch towards goal. As it was, he backed the first-time effort. Australia had a couple of sights at the target, most latterly by Matt Mackay.
So far, the pattern repeating, Andy. It was 4-0 at half-time in Perth. Australia were only able to manage another one in the second period.
Yet more things change. Well, I don't think Australia have... We haven't seen Bangladesh have to defend as strongly here today as they did in Perth, notwithstanding how one-sided the game was.
Another injury stoppage, this time for Mohamed Zuban. This was collected by Bailey Wright. Only he knows whether it warrants a stop in play. Maybe the Australian players not too unhappy. Able to have a drink. Warm conditions. Mackay. No pressure on the ball carrier. A little bit too strong for a teammate off the boot of the Brisbane Roar midfielder. Mackay moving level tonight with Jason Kalina, Tony Popovich, Harry Kewell on 58 caps. Which is some achievement. I think he had to wait, after making his debut in 06, had to wait about 3 or 4 years for his second. Josh Risdon making his first appearance for his country tonight. Here is Mackay. Right, stepping away from Ziban. Wilkinson. Troisi. Risdon via Burns. Deflected forward by Rayhan Hassan. Back with Jedinak. Got a bobble there, I think, Miller Jedinak. Right, made it Australia's ball. This is Burns. Risdon forced to chase. Jedinak wins it back. Burns felled on the edge of the D. Free kick. Chance for Australia with under 20 minutes remaining to extend their lead.
Well, he's just so sharp, Nathan Burns, in those types of situations, skipping past players and then changing direction. Monaya Kanraju did the best he could, but it's not good enough according to the laws of the game. And this sets one up nicely. Troisi or no Moy, of course.
Fancy the skipper might have a crack as well. Jedinak. Got the ball rolling, of course, in this qualifying campaign with that early goal against Kyrgyzstan from a free kick. Miller Jedinak. Shahidul Alam, who caught 5 against Tajikistan last week. Hasn't conceded 1 in the second half as yet. Wall of 6. Trying to narrow the angle. It is Troisi. And no problems for Shahidul Alam. Josh Risdon. Flicked on further forward by Burns. Risdon can not control the ball, and Bangladesh will have a throw in. Australia 2 home games to round out this phase of qualifying. If they win them both, Andy, they will be through to the hat for the final phase. Key game, of course, against Jordan. Just a reminder, are in action a bit later on against Kyrgyzstan in Bishkek. No prizes for guessing what the tactic is going to be here for the Bengal Tigers. See if he can pick out a teammate here. Tim Cahill with the lead, and the shots did come in from Mamadou Islam. A long way out, it must be said. And a half volley forward by Troisi and tied it up by Nasserul Islam.
It was a decent strike, though. Good power in it. Timmy Cahill there to help the defence, heading clear, and the shot coming straight back in.
Tommy Orr might have been fouled by Hassan. Crosses in towards Cahill. He just got that extra bit of leverage on his defender, but not the direction.
Yeah, and just nudged out of it a little bit. That's the point he's raising. Davidson slinging the ball in, and
he's actually claiming he was having his shirt grabbed by the Bangladesh defender. Changes of foot perhaps for the home team. They haven't made a changes yet. With 12 choices on the bench. Holding by Raihan Hassan. One of many from the Sheikh Jamal Danmondi club, who had to attend that club training session just 24 hours ago. This is Risden. Really, if one of your top club sides is in conflict with the national team, then makes things very difficult for the coach, Fabio Lopez. Clipped forward by Troisi. Mamadou Islam trying to see the ball out. And Davidson penalised.
well, the second half from Australia so far not hit any heights whatsoever. A couple of chances have gone wide, but there hasn't been the pressure on Alam's goal. And more the point, there just hasn't been the fluency in the front part of the field for the Socceroos.
Aaron Moy the key factor?
Well,
maybe
it's just coincidence. Maybe the game was, there was an inevitability about the Australians just psychologically going a little softer. They're not easy circumstances to deal with. And your performance, as much as you tell yourself it's not going to, the performance can drop. Maybe if Aaron was still out there, he'd be part of the problem as well. He certainly had a wonderful first half on the back of what's been a wonderful period for Aaron Moy.
Good work by Burns. Oh, Risden. Collision with Raju, but no suggestion of a penalty. Squared up by Jedinak. Yeah, just, I think, stretched out the hamstring there. Maybe just feeling it a bit. Troisi. Time here for Orr to pick out a teammate. He got it horribly wrong, but fortunately for him, he's got a corner. Another chance perhaps for Timmy to edge closer to that half century of international goals. Troisi's delivery. Risden. Wilkinson stooping and then firing one in. And not far off, at least from the angle we had.
It looked promising. And good reaction from Alex Wilkinson, who might have appealed for a high boot.
A bit wider than we thought, perhaps.
Yeah.
Not yet scored for his country. 16th cap. Just his second involvement in this World Cup qualifying series of games. Played in Kyrgyzstan, match day 1. No Sporanovic, of course, in this squad. Trent Sainsbury left on the bench tonight. Mackay getting the better of his man briefly.
It's been a frustrating night for Matty Mackay.
Hasn't he?
He's had a series of these looks. That's a nice pass.
Risdon can the cross match it. He briefly held up by Topu Barman. The overhead by Jedinak, acrobatically poured away by Shahidul Alam. And back with Davidson. Mackay. Orr and Troisi combining. Nice stuff. Slid away by Yasin Khan and belted further forward by Mamanul Islam. A little bit more fluency by Australia. Neat turn again by Orr. Puts it into the path of Davidson. It was too high for Burns, not for Cahill. Didn't really get a hold of it.
Behind him as well. Get a chance to attack it.
Fallen awkwardly as well, I think, on the arm.
Yep. As the quality of the crossings dropped in the second half for the Socceroos.
And the clock has creaked past the 80-minute mark with no further addition to the score sheet for Australia. Tommy Orr showing some eagerness to try and change that. Weaves his way past one defender. Cross again, not quite what Australia need.
But the last couple of possessions for Tommy Orr have been impressive, just minus the final product.
Bangladesh going to make their first change in the 81st minute. This is Aminur Rahman Sojib. He is a striker and he's going to replace Mohamed Ziban, who's really had a thankless task tonight. Playing at the point of attack for Bangladesh. Sajib plays for one of the local clubs in Dhaka, Abahani. He's going to come on for just his second appearance for his country. Long, tired walk for Ziban. Islam getting 1-4. The substitute to chase. Javier Lopez, discussion with the Chinese official. That possession stats has moved beyond 26% at any stage tonight for Bangladesh. Montra has tried his best and he's got a free kick.
Yep, toiled away. A technique to protect the ball there. Get the better of the Socceroos' opponents.
Federici enjoying some regular game time at the moment in the English Premier League for AFC Bournemouth. Potentially a bit of work to do here. Jamal Bouyan with the free kick. Not firmly by Risdon. This is Raju. And Nasirul Islam on the outside of Tommy Orr. Get across and he does. Swept away by Wright. Barely Wright, part of a Preston North End defence that hasn't conceded a goal in 6 games at English Championship level. At the internationals against Kyrgyzstan and here tonight. And the last time he conceded a goal, or was part of a defence that conceded a goal, was against Jordan. A game and a man. Hassan's long throw skills are not going to be utilised here. Instead, it's Topu Barman. A little shimmy around the microphone. They pushed a fair few forward there, Bangladesh, for that little onslaught. Now they've all got to scamper back. Squared by Davidson. Troisi lifts it into the box. It's well defended by Nasrul Islam. Late return ball from Raju as well. And a foul by Davidson.
I wonder, Simon, if there's any question mark on Mile Jedinác's fitness at the moment.
We saw him just stretch out that hamstring or calf about 5 or so minutes ago. There's the infringement again.
And there's the skipper. It's very straight legged on that right leg.
Of course, he's not playing a lot of football in the Premier League for Crystal Palace. Really on the outer under Alan Pardew at the moment, who's preferring Johan Cabaye and James MacArthur in the central midfield roles.
Yeah, that right leg just keeps cramping up. It's a terrible, terrible feeling.
Australia have made their 3 changes. So he'll have to see out the game. Mackay, Burns. Again, well defended by Nasrul Islam. Topu Barman taking control momentarily. Well, the skipper's going to get himself a booking here.
Yeah, well, he has not stopped carrying on.
Put your hands on the referee.
But he's not stopped carrying on all half. He's been in the referee's ear, more worried about being able to sit on the ground and get attention than...
Lopez trying to refocus his players. And by and large, they've done reasonably well in this second half. No further goals conceded.
Yeah, whilst Australia haven't been great in an attacking sense, certainly in a one-on-one defensive sense, they've dealt with the dribbling capacity of Nathan Burns much better.
It's into the side netting off Tommy Orr.
A combination of Australia just going off the boil and Bangladesh smartening themselves up a little bit. One good save from Sahidul Alam off the overhead of Mile Jedinác. Largely untroubled otherwise, the Bangladesh goalkeeper in this second stanza.
Any cause for concern because of the drop-off in performance for Australia for Ange Postecoglou?
Well, other than you would have liked to have bagged another few goals, but no, I mean, there's the whole set of special circumstances around this game in particular.
Another Bangladesh player down on the turf. It's becoming a bit of a procession. Well, does he need attention or not? Doesn't look as though he wants it, in which case needs to be given the hurry up. Troisi slightly overran it. Final minutes of the 90. Davidson. Or unable to combine with his fullback. This is Raju. Yeah, a chance perhaps for Amanto on the left. Josh Risden in hot pursuit. Not half a tackle in, but he's still got on the Bangladesh number 10. Not quite lifted over the head of Bailey Wright. He's been probably their best player, Amanto.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Raihan Hassan, the number 2. He's been busy in midfield. Goalkeeper's been reasonably solid. And a lot else to write home about Bangladesh.
Three minutes to be added on. Jamal Bhuyan. It's too strong for the substitutes. Sajib.
So, as we have now watched this group once at least, and now we're into the second matches, it's a competitive group really outside of Bangladesh. Kyrgyzstan were very competitive at home, less so away, but that's part of the, it's not an uncommon trend in Asian football. Tajikistan wasn't easy, but again, there was environmental circumstances that made that one particularly difficult. See how they go in Australia, but really it's been a competitive group apart from Bangladesh, who are a mile off the pace.
Australia have not quite been on their game in the second half. Can they add a 5th goal here, though? Shot by Burns deflected, and they'll get a corner. So maybe the final chance for Australia to blow the scoreline out even further. Kale Lepton got a little piece of it. It's Bailey Wright who'll have a stab at it. And now Davidson, high foot. Free kick Bangladesh. One back by Troisi, who'll fire one in. Goalkeeper not happy that they allowed him the space.
Well, having tried to work through the heavy traffic, a little less subtle approach this time from James Troisi.
Well, there we go. Bit of a disappointing second half for Australia, but they were pretty good in the first. A hat-trick by Tim Cahill, one by Miller Jedinak. More than enough to see off Bangladesh, and a successful 2015, which of course started with Miller Jedinak lifting the Asian Cup on home soil in January, ends in success on the day when a new era for the game in Australia started. The Socceroos laying the foundation for a positive future as they take another step towards the final round, and with 2 home games to come next March. Qualification very much in their hands. Full time then in Dakar, and it finished Bangladesh 0, Australia 4.
So a less productive second half from the Socceroos, but the result was never in doubt. Analysis and reaction coming up soon. See you soon.